Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. We do this live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The chat is going off right now. First of all, thank you for the super sticker, super chats, Huck Karinsky. We got Travis, Ken, Old Fat Guy Stoney in here, another Travis in the chat, Cole Grove, all kinds of people. Jeff Mead is in the chat. So many people in the chat right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the super chat support and the support and just watching. But we got a lot to talk about today. First, Corey Faust has a raffle going on for some health issues that he has going on. There's not specifics about what those are, but the specifics are for the raffle itself. So he's raffling off a custom FBM Steadfast that has a custom paint job from Powder ATX and Profile Package. So the Profile Package is the first sample set of native hubs along with a 10-tooth tie driver, a custom seat, and a leather wallet. Raffle tickets are $10, Venmoed to his Venmo, which is exactly the same as his Instagram name. The raffle will end next Wednesday at midnight, right before midnight. So if you want to support Corey and have a chance to win some cool stuff, $10 raffle tickets to his Venmo. Link is in the description below to his Instagram post so you can get the Venmo 100% correct. And I just figured I would throw this in here to hopefully help him out some as well. So moving on from there, we've got a video, and this is where this week's title comes from, I think. I haven't set the title yet, but this video is from Zach Gerber, and it's about him 3D printing BMX pedals and the concept of open source 3D printing BMX parts. So this video goes through his process of 3D printing BMX pedals and then putting the bearings in and just kind of going through his own design of these pedals. He's done videos before about doing peg sleeves and hub guards, and I've seen some pushback, I guess you would call it, in his Instagram comments on some of these posts from people who are saying that this is like a bad thing or something like that. Bad for BMX, bad for companies, whatever it might be. And I kind of wanted to talk about that because this is something that we're not going to go away from anytime soon, with the access of 3D printers just being more and more widely available. This is something that people are going to do. And I haven't seen Zach selling these parts. If he sold these pedals, I mean, he designed the pedals, he made the pedals, who cares? When it comes to the peg sleeves and hub guards that fit already made BMX parts, once again, who cares? He's making these also available on Thingiverse. So it's Thingiverse is a website where you can go and download models that people put up to print your own things on your own 3D printer. So it's not like he's putting these things up and selling the CAD or the data that you need to make these things. He's just making it possible for other people to make these things and making them for himself and I'm assuming his friends. And to anyone who sees a problem with that, well, then you should probably see a problem with how anything in BMX was made, because pretty much everything, not pretty much, everything in BMX had to start somewhere. It had to start with someone making something else. And Zach isn't selling any of this. It's not that he's making peg sleeves and selling them for a cheaper price than another company is selling the same thing or essentially the same thing. So like, there's nothing wrong with this here, and it only provides opportunity for other people to potentially 3D print peg sleeves and hub guards of their own and save a little bit of money through, I guess, being proactive. And I think it's cool to see, honestly. He bought it. It's his to use as he pleases, as no animals are harmed in the process. Jeff Mead has a good point too, saying from the beginning of BMX time, if you feel like making / modding stuff and sharing it, do it. It's time for the industry to catch up with us, not the other way around. So I'm sure that I'm not sure, but I would guess that a lot of people within the BMX industry are not scared of someone 3D printing peg sleeves and hub guards, and especially someone who's not selling them. If someone wanted to make their own BMX frame, no one's gonna have a problem with that. If someone wants to make any other BMX part, no one has a problem with that. So, to anyone who might have a problem with this, wait until someone starts making these things and selling them on purpose to undercut a company. And then people are just going to have to figure out a way to compete, and it'll go back and forth, and competition will naturally take its course, and whatever will happen from there will happen from there. Till then, I think it's awesome. I love seeing this stuff, and being able to be self-sufficient and make your own stuff is cool. People have tried to make peg sleeves out of PVC pipe and other things like that for quite a while, so keep it going. I'm excited to see where this goes. And there's also some links on BMX Union to some other 3D printed parts that have been made throughout the years. Johnny Lee, a dude from Ohio, was 3D printing stuff quite a lot, actually. He did a stem, peg sleeves, maybe not peg sleeves, but pegs, sprocket, seat posts. It's really cool, and his looked awesome. So I think it's cool. It can only lead to good things until he's mass producing and selling them, which I don't see happening at all. But providing open source data to the people is something that people do for most other industries, and it's something that I can appreciate. So moving on from there, let's get into some sponsor news. Mason Ritter is now pro on GT, and there's a video on GT's YouTube channel, which is showing at the Winter Welcome Jam at the Wheel Mill, where they announced and let him know that he was bumped up to pro. A bunch of the GT people were there. Ben Ward, Jeff Z were there, and they got a cake and a sash, and it was just seemed to be a cool experience. I'm bummed that I missed out on it, but pretty awesome. And this is a longer video from that. Moving on from there, we've got Arter Meister. Welcome to Sunday and Odyssey through I'm not sure exactly here. Via SI BMX distribution. This is a welcome video. Lots of good street riding in there. Moving on from there, we're into the videos from this week, starting with shortest and going to longest. And look at that cute dog. We've got one from Lux BMX with Denby Chandler. It's a video with clips from their, I think that means Cleveland shoot everything. Wow, I've been doing this whole thing with my desktop the wrong size. Son of a bitch. Sorry about that. But it's from the Shoot Everything mixtape. It's like 1 minute 45 seconds long. Good riding in here. This is a huge, it's not from the top here, it's from right here. Big full cab to fakie. Next up, we've got DRB Bikes, Philippe Menarim. This is a trails video, riding dirt, lots of good tricks in here, good filming. Definitely a good video for anyone who wants to watch some dirt riding. Then we've got the jibby type riding in here with Axel Gonzalez called Bears for Stranger. Lots of jibby stuff in here, lots of going one direction, then immediately going the other direction, which is kind of crazy to watch because people who ride know how difficult it is to, on a dime, shift the direction that you're going. Moving on from there, we've got Profile Racing's Mark Mulville in a video called So Florida. This is a series. I didn't know that when I talked about Kent's video, but this is a series with Kent, Mark Mulville, and Ratty Matty. And basically the idea was to take them to overlapping spots where, considering their complete differences in style, each would offer their own unique perspective / interpretation, which is exactly what happens in here. Mulville riding some street spots, some backyard ramps, and it's entertaining to watch. Mulville has such a smooth, fluid style, and it's always a good watch from him. Moving on from there, we've got Dig Locals, Adrian Serrano in Barcelona, Spain. I like this video because it's kind of jibby, but it's not so much jibby as it's just fast paced, moving quickly in the streets, hitting stuff, and I just genuinely enjoyed watching this one. I think you will too. It's different than everything else that we've talked about today. Then we've got one from United with Jack Seymour called VX, and this is similar in the fast-paced, upbeat street riding where you're just moving quickly in the streets, doing the similar style of riding. So it's two of them like that. Then we've got a promo for Chocolate Truck 2. This is their second full-length video from the East Coast. It's got Joe Nirinoda, Ryan Nirinoda, Matt Miller, Nick Barrett, Steve Tassone, Mike Swift, Brian Woods, John Yo, Kevin Van Nocker, Joby Sonder, and Brendan Reith. They put the hardest to say last names at the end. If you saw the first one, you'd probably be stoked for the second one, so check out the promo. And we've got Burn Slow, Save the Planet, Ride a Bike. This is a video that has Casey Starling, Reed Starling or Reed Sullivan? It says Reed Sullivan down here. Either way, Chase Hawk, Logan Penberg, Brett Wickersham, Eli Kravitz, and Joe Coffey, and I'm pretty sure I saw Brett Silva in here as well. So this one is like, yeah, it's almost 7 minutes long. So Casey Starling's in here for one. You're going to want to check that one out. And actually, this is their spring 2022 promo video, which I don't remember seeing any product in here other than what people were wearing. So you may have to take a look at their website to see what's going on with that. Then we've got the Darty in the Ditch Jam highlights. This is Brett Silva's jam and Brett Silva and crew's jam. The biggest, coolest ditch in Texas, mega ditch for the inaugural Darty in the Ditch Jam. Texas represented and biking gangsterism ensued. Sponsored by Burn Slow and Empire, with assistance from BSD Rambler and Sunday Bikes. So this is a highlights video from that jam. And as you can see, it got pretty wild with them holding up a grind box for people to do stuff onto and then jump into the ditch. At the very end, there's a bit of clothing promo. There you go. I didn't quite make it to the end of that one. The longer videos I don't get to watch all of fully sometimes. Then we've got Winter Welcome Jam 2022 highlights. I'm bummed that I missed it, but I'm glad that there was somebody there to film the craziness and have a video for us to all see. It's always such a good time. Next, some product news. We've got Joris Colombe's OMV2 frame promo video from Sabrosa. I had a brain fart. Then we've got Billy Perry's Volume and Follow the Leader frame promo video. So this is a Follow the Leader Billy Perry signature frame from Volume promo video for it. Next up, some interview type stuff, kind of combined with product stuff for this first one. How BMX cranks are made. This is Jim Alley, the owner of Profile Racing, going through the whole process of how they make their elite cranks. And it's a similar process, I'm assuming, for their other cranks, but this is specifically the elite cranks, and it's cool to see him go through the process. And I think it's cool that the owner of Profile is the one doing this and showing how things are done. It's just pretty cool that that even happens in 2022. Moving on from there, I had a video bike check that came out this week, interview type thing. Check it out if you want to. I figured I'd throw it in here. Then last night, I did a podcast live stream with Justin Schwanka. That is officially how you say his name, Justin Schwanka of Weird and Revered, talking about him growing up riding bikes and where his creativity came from, the backyard ramp that he had that was sitting on grass that he would ride. Check it out if you want to get some insight on Weird and Revered and Justin Schwanka. Then we've got Ride On Heroes number 26 with Nick Ford. This is a mental health conversation where Nick kind of tells his story and talks about mental health in general, and it was just a good read. And I think that if you're struggling with mental health and you feel you have no place to go, read this and you may feel like you have some relation to it and you can relate. And maybe it can give you some guidance to move forward. But what I will say is anyone who might be struggling with mental health, just talk to people. You don't have to tell them what's going on. It would help if you did so that someone knows and can try and help you, but just talking to people and reaching out and having that human connection can help with that. And if you feel you need the help, reach out. People are not going to hesitate to try and help you. That's what I got to say about that. Next up, another BMX in Our Blood podcast. Back in the groove of things with Nina Buitrago. That's not the title, that's just something I was saying. It's episode 130. It's almost an hour and a half long. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but Nina is awesome, and she's been in BMX for so long that she has so many good stories to tell. So definitely check this one out if you're a fan of women's BMX, you're a fan of Nina, or you just want to hear from someone who's badass in BMX. That being said, that's the last thing that we have to talk about this week. I need to get off of here and order my plane tickets for Swamp Fest because I slept on it last night and missed out on a good deal. So I need to get to it ASAP so that we can definitely make this happen. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video, and hopefully we'll see you in the swamp this coming next Friday, a week from today. All right.